So in this video, we're going to talk about the Tresca yield criteria and how you can use it to determine whether or not a material will fail or a part will fail for a given loading condition. So if you have a point on an engineering component where you know its given state of stress, we know that from a few videos ago or a few lectures ago that we can find the principal stresses, sigma P1, sigma P2, and sigma P3 using the determinant of our stress matrix minus the sigma P times the identity matrix. Okay, so what Tresca yield criteria says is that if we find the maximum shear stress, right, which we'll call our Tresca shear stress, we know that the maximum shear stress in a part will be equal to the first principal stress, which is the maximum principal stress, minus the third principal stress, which is the minimum principal stress, divided by 2. Okay? And so if this is less than, so if sigma P1 minus sigma P3 over 2 is less than the yield strength divided by 2 divided by the safety factor of safety, the material will not fail. Okay, you can simplify this down a little bit. If you multiply both sides of this equation by 2, you end up getting the difference of the first and last principal stresses. It has to be less than or equal to the yield strength divided by this factor of safety. Okay, so where this comes from, where the Tresca yield criteria comes from, is it's based off of a uniaxial tension experiment. So if you have a dog bone that's undergoing uniaxial stress, that's going to be your first principal stress. The other parts of our stress element, so sigma 2 is going to be 0, and then sigma 3 coming out of the stress element will be 0. So if we drew a Moore circle for that case, we would end up having the following Moore circle. Alright, and then the maximum shear stress in this case is equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 3 over 2, alright, which is just going to equal to, in this case, the maximum, when the part fails, sigma 1 is equal to Sy, or the yield strength. So what we end up getting is we get Sy minus 0 for the third principal stress over 2. So therefore tau max at failure would be equal to Sy over 2. Right? So that's the basis of the Tresca yield criterion. It's very simple and easy to apply, especially if you know the given state of stress. All you need to do is then find the principal stresses to calculate the maximum shear stress. All right?